Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Coaching Call podcast. On this podcast, we'll cover various types of coaching by trainers in sports, martial arts, fitness, and business. We'll discuss each coach's methods to getting the most out of their respective athletes or clients and how they attempt to change the platform in which they coach. Join us on a fun adventure as we discuss unique coaching styles. Coaching is a universal part of how we get others to get something done. Join your host, Raphael, and his guests on this unique journey in coaching.
Hi, I'm Sifu Raphael, and this is the Coaching Call podcast. If you enjoy this episode, please subscribe and leave a review. This episode was made possible by listeners like you. Good morning. So I was supposed to have a Emmy Award-winning media personality here with me today. And he posted about it. He said he would be here. I hope he's okay. So let's talk about media. It's one of the ways that we can post out there, right? So there's so many different ways to communicate with people you don't even know. So media has been out for a very long time where somebody wanted to sell a product, right? Initially, media was really there for companies. It was not as it is today, where it's a personality run type of business. It was more for a product, right? So imagine back in the 1920s, you had newspapers. Obviously, there was no social media, if you think of it, right? It was all newspapers, flyers, pamphlets, bills. They call them bills, post bills, right? Where they put this thing on the wall, in front of store shops. They would have like displays and things like that. And that was the only way that you can put out a message to people you don't know. So to me, social media is about people you don't necessarily know on a first name basis. Don't get don't get me wrong. A lot of people may know some of their followers, but for the most part, go to your Facebook page. How many followers do you have? How many of them do you talk on a weekly basis with? How many did you talk to this week? How many do you talk on a monthly basis? How about in this past year, with all the followers you have on all your social media, a one-to-one conversation? I'm not talking about a post. That's not talking, right? Not even a video like this. I'm speaking, but you guys are not speaking back to me unless you make comments and things of that nature. But a one-to-one conversation, how many of your followers have you had a conversation with? That's incredible. When you think about social media allows us to communicate with people that we normally don't talk to, people we don't do FaceTime with. We talk FaceTime. I'm not talking about your iPhone. I'm talking about real FaceTime, like where you can actually high five them or say hi or give them a hug, give them a kiss, right? So social media has definitely allowed us all to communicate differently than our great grandparents did, who lived back in the 1800s, right? It's a different avenue, but how well do we use it? Do we abuse it? That's the question. Do we use it to communicate? Do we use it for good, or do we use it just for self-promotion? Don't get me wrong, I would love for more followers to follow my messages, to follow what I'm doing. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to bring value to people. I post every day on fitness. Today is day 335 of my fitness journey. Don't get me wrong, I've been working out my whole life and I've posted from time to time, but this year I decided I was going to post every single day. And for those of you who are following me, I know you've gotten a lot of value because I get bored with workouts. So I change them up every day as a different workout. If you even come to my fitness classes, every time you come, you get a different workout. If you come to my Kung Fu classes, every time you come, it's a totally unscripted class because let me rephrase that. It's not unscripted in a way. It's unscripted that it's not the same thing, but the script comes from the curriculum. So if you will, I interpret the curriculum based on who's in class. How are we going to use this move today? Who needs to know it better? How can we show clarity? How can I show someone from a different point of view? Maybe you have somebody in front of you who does not get it. They don't understand what you're really trying to say. And at that point, we just go forward and we let them know we have a different way of showing you this. So there's three ways we can show somebody something, right? We can have them listen to it, we can have them see it, or they can feel it. So I spent this time talking to you guys to see if hopefully my guest would come on. Miscommunication, I don't know what happened. He did post he would be here today. I hope he's well. One thing with me is I always give somebody two chances. So hopefully he'll realize that he didn't show up today or thinks he's okay. And I'll give him a chance to maybe come back another day. I've done that with a couple of my guests and I've had some amazing conversations. So I want to thank you for letting me ramble on a little bit. But here's the thing. When you say you're going to be somewhere, like me, show up. And if you don't show up, at least let them know that you can't make it. Everybody have an amazing and blessed day. Take care.